part of it is the air brake inspection. This one, usually the students struggle the most. Okay, so we're going to go through the whole procedure, how it's done, and so we're going to go talk about it. Okay, first thing, we're going to chock the wheel. All right. So when we chocking the wheel, we got to make sure hangs it. Okay, one hand always on the rail, right? So we come down like this. Do not just bring it down and both on your hand and come down like that. Safety come first. If it's not safe, automatic fail. Okay, so always have your hand on the rail. Okay, so always we come down, we put it on the front and back. Okay, and the front and back, just like so. And obviously, make sure it's tight. Okay, once we have it tight, then let's come on up. Okay. So again, when we come up the rail, we hold our hands on the rail. Okay. And we come up. All right. All right. So come on in. Now then, we're going to start our air brake test. First thing. So once we sit here, here's what's going to happen. The examiner most likely is going to sit on the passenger side seat. Okay. And then she's going to read all the materials, all the information, what you're going to be doing, what you're supposed to do. And then she'll ask you, do you have any question? Okay. So at that point, you're welcome to say, if I can just say primary, then that's fine too. If not, it's fine. We're going to read both. Reading is fine as well. Okay. So depending on what you're comfortable with. Okay. So that's first thing. Secondly, now, then once we start, so I'm going to do the air brake inspection first. Okay. So first thing, always do a safe start. And what is a safe start? Safe start meaning that I got to make sure that I have my seatbelt on. First thing first, right? Always seatbelt. Remember, to DMV, everything is about safety, right? Safety is number one concern to DMV. Once you have safe seatbelt, always pull your brake, okay? And then of course it's on neutral because the light is not on, right? And then we want to make sure that we turn it on, engine, right? As you can see, then we're able to see our gauges, right? And we're going to say ABS light comes on and off. You see that? My ABS light comes on and off, right? So we're going to make sure that we're below 100 PSI, okay? How do we bring it below 100 PSI? We press our service brake, all right? All right, once we bring it down below 100, now then we start and talk about what we're going to do. I'm ready to do my air brake inspection. My first inspection is applied test. Both my buzzer, so I'm going to raise up to maximum, but no higher than 140 PSI. That's one, first sentence, right? Second sentence that I need to say is, I'm checking for leaks. Okay, I'm checking for leaks. During 1 minute, I should not lose more than 3 PSI, because this is bus. So bus is, we should not lose more than 3 PSI in 1 minute. Okay, after those two set, then now I can start my engine. Okay, once I start my engine, I'm going to close the door so it's less noise. Alright, so we want to leave the door a little bit open, the windows, okay, so this way we can hear the sneezing sound, right? So we're going to raise up again. You're welcome to press, or you can just wait, okay? In other words, you can press accelerate to 100, you see, 1,000 RPM, right? Or 1,100 RPM, so speed up and bring up more air into the tank. Or you can just let it go and just set it and wait. Either way is fine, okay? But if I want to speed it up, then I just press it and get more air in, so we can speed up the process, okay? Again, you just wait until we get it to maximum, okay? We're waiting for it to pop, right? So wait until to maximum. So here, we want to make sure that we're able to see clearly, so we turn our steering wheel and make sure that we're able to see it either way, okay? So I want you to be able to see here, yeah? So we will listen, we're waiting for it for the pop. There you go. You hear the sound? Once I hear the sound, the pop, then I let go of the feet. A couple seconds later, okay? So once I let go, now I'm gonna say my governor cuts out. Okay? My primary is, look at the reading. Okay? Get closer, look at the reading. Coming closer. You see this is 120 there? So it's below 120. You see that? Okay? If it's below 120, so now look at 90 to 120, right? You see 90 to 120? So 90 to 120, right in between lines there, that's 105. Okay? Because 90 minus 120 minus 90, that give you 30, right? 30 divided by 2 is 15, right? So 15 plus 90, that's 105. Make sense? So where the black line is between 90 and 120, that's 105. Okay? And again, 105 to the line, you can see that line right there is about 112. I mean 118. 118. Okay? So we're just going to proceed forward. My primary 118, my secondary 118. Okay? Once I finish saying that, I shut off the engine. Okay? As you notice, my hand is right here. Okay? Once I shut off, right away I turn it back on. Okay? Once I turn it back on, then I wait for it to saturate. In the meantime, I got a timer. I turn it on. Okay? And I set for 1 minute. I'm ready to go. Okay? So all I have to do now is I gotta make sure I press my service. Once I press my service, then I'm able to release. Okay? So if you don't press your service, you can't press it. Does that make sense? So once I press my service, I need to make sure my feet is completely pressed. Make sense? Okay? So once I fully press, I give my reading now. It's saturated. Look at the reading. Okay? You see 105 right there? You see the black line? It's below 105, right? So if it's below 105, it's at 103. My primary is 103. My secondary is a 95, right? You see that? Okay? My 60 seconds starts now. Bam. And then I'm going to put the timer right on the side. Okay? During this 1 minute, I should not lose more than 3 psi in 1 minute. Okay? So then we can continue. Remember your numbers. Okay? Remember your number system. Make sure you remember that for our primary. What did I say about the primary? We were at 103, right? Secondary was at 95, right? Remember those numbers. Okay? Because later, when the 1 minute is up, you got to give that number again. And we're going to give the differences, right? If we lost any PSI or not, right? So at this moment, as you can see, my feet is completely locked in, okay? I can either have one leg or two legs. See, you notice I use both legs to lock in myself. And okay, well, 1 minute is up. My primary is 102. My secondary is 94. I lost 1 psi on the primary and 1 psi on the secondary. See, so because I lost 1 psi, this is a good test. Once I say this is a good test, now you're able to let go your feet. Okay, you're not allowed to let go your feet without saying this is a good test. Right? So that's the procedure you need to do for the air brake. Right? So once we're done with that, now my second test is my low air warning test. Both my buzzer and light should come on no less than 55 psi. Okay? As you can see, once I finish saying that, I'm looking for here for the light. Okay? So I press, let go. Press, let go. Alright? Press, let go. Right? Press, let go. Pay attention to the light. For this truck, it's not like it's got a sound there, right? You see that? Right? It came on. You see that? Both lights came on this particular time. So this is unusual. Normally one of them comes on and you got to give the number. And you need to continue press until the second one comes on. All right. Okay. So what is this number? Look at it here. So watch the number. Okay. So now here we're gonna read it. You watch. So you got 90 and 60, right? So right in between there, between the two, you see the black line there? That will be plus 15, right? 60 plus 15, that's 75, right? Where the black line is, right? But then 75 and 60 divided by 2 is what? About 6, right? 6 or 7, right? Actually 7.5, right? So 67 is right in between. You see that? So that would be 67, because the primary is 67, secondary is 67, right? So once I say that, my primary is 67, my secondary is 67, this is a good test, okay? Once this is a good test, now my third test, my spring brake pop-out test, right? Both of my spring should pop out no lower than 20 psi or 20 to 45 in that range, right? So then all I have to do for the second one is I keep on pressing the service. Once I press, I let go. You notice a different method of teaching. Some said just keep on pumping. But then what if you over press? Remember, it stops, goes press, drop, stop, press, drop, stop. Because this is an automatic truck. So you don't want to over pressing, right? You notice I put it down. So this way the examiners see where the stop is. When this one pops. So your eyes need to be looking at here. Pay attention here. Alright? Alright, again, keep on pressing. You see? I'm pressing, and this pops out. You see that? I do not let go because I want to make sure I give that reading, right, where it pops out. My primary is 30, secondary is 30, right? The spring pop out obviously is between 20 to 45. This is a good test. Once I say this is a good test, now I can let go. All right? Okay, so that's my third test. Now, at this point, I can go on two things. I can proceed to the fourth test and then fifth test, and then I come back to do the ink cap so I can separate them. Okay, so I can make sure that I clearly separate those two. All right. So my style is I like to do the air brake, just do the air brake. Okay. So here I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to raise up to maximum, but no higher than 140 psi. Okay. So we're going to raise up. We're going to continue. At this point, like I said, you can have two ways to do it. You can, at this time, you can start your ink cap, or we're going to unchuck the wheel, and I'm going to talk about, we're going to work on the fourth, the cut test, and then the fifth one, the service brake test. Okay, I like to have it separate, so I can do it, just focus on the air brake. All right. Okay, so we're going to continue. Let's press, accelerate. Alright, and I'm going to open the door, so you might want to stay up behind there a little bit. Alright, so remember, always at this point, unchuck your wheel, okay? Because we got to unchuck it. The fourth and fifth test, you have to unchuck the wheel. Alright? Okay, once we're done, bring it back in. Always hand on the wheel, right? And come back in, put it back on the side, and we're all set, okay? All right, once we're back in, come on up. We close the door so it's nice and quiet. All right? Okay, now we're doing the fourth test, the cup test. Again, always, once you get in the truck, always put on your seatbelt, yeah? Always put on your seatbelt. Once you have the seatbelt on, now then we're going to raise up to maximum. Either maximum or 100 is enough. So depending on the examiner. Some examiner says 100 enough. Then you just have to have 100. Then it's sufficient if you start doing the test, right, for your parking brake test. Okay? Alright, let's raise it up. we're gonna raise enough, then we can just do it, okay? Alright, put it on 1100, that's sufficient, then we can do it from there, okay? Alright. Okay, for me that's sufficient. Now then I'm gonna check my parking brake. Okay, so all I have to do at this point, we're gonna just leave it open. I'm gonna put on drive, okay? Once we put on drive, we let go. Just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My parking brake holds. Make sure you put on neutral, then you say this is a good test, okay? Because we gotta make sure that it's on back to normal position, then we say this is a good test, all right? So next one, our last one is our service brake test. I'm gonna move forward, no more than 5 miles per hour, and I'm gonna apply my service brake, and it should stop us, okay? First thing, press your service, release the spring brake, press D, okay? So now I'm gonna check my left and right. You notice my hand gesture, I'm checking my left side, I'm checking my right side, make sure there's no one around, and then I'm going to go pull forward, okay? So once we do that, let go your feet slowly. Alright, so now we're going to move forward a little bit. Most likely there's going to be other cars in the front of you, so you're not going to go far, right? As you can see, I'm controlling it. I stop it, pull it, put on neutral, let go your brake. My service brake stop us. Okay? This is a good test. So you set it both, right? So once we're done, then we think, is there anything I missed? Did I say anything wrong? Or did I miss anything? If anything that is not right, you notify the examiner at this moment, or ahead, or any of the portion that is not good. You notify him, say this is not a good test, I'm going to do over again, right? You're allowed to do that. And again, remember what I said. Anything that is no good, you got to tell the examiner, this is not a good test, I'm going to do over again. Do not ask for permission. Too many students fail because they ask for permission. Can I do over again? Why? Why do you want to ask for permission? You ask for permission, they're going to say no, right? But if you just say, I'm going to do over again, well, you didn't give them a chance to reply, and just continue and do it, okay? So this way, if they say no, well, at least you tried, right? Make sense? Right? Okay, so that's your air brake inspection, okay? Good luck.
喜欢我的频道，关注、点赞、转发，扫一扫我的个人联络二维码。